everyone, welcome to episode 55 of the Just Us Guys podcast. My God, this is a packed episode. There's been a ton of stuff today. Aaron Rodgers is back with the Packers for an undetermined amount of time because there's still no contract. Russell Wilson is now a Denver Bronco. We're going to dive real deep into that. The Players is occurring with the largest purse in golf history. And it's March, boys. It's March.
It's the best
No better way to kick off March, you know what I mean?
From
Nice
March, pretty much from March 1st until like mid-April is the best time for me.
It's great.
Yeah.
I would say from the Super Bowl. I would say from the Super Bowl until the Masters is arguably my favorite time in all sports.
Yeah, it just sucks because there's kind of a lull from the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but like the thing is, though, for me being a college basketball fan, like the end of February is the best time to watch. I mean, obviously everyone's going to say March, but I would rather watch the rivalry games that like decide the ACC
the end of the
or
season,
the SEC.
that type of stuff.
Yeah, like the end of the season than I would the March Madness because like obviously means more. Like who cares about Texas A&M playing UNI? Not really, but I do care about Kentucky playing Auburn for the SEC title the other day. Like so it's the best time for me.
I get real horny off the mid-major schools that that are playing their hearts out just to make it to the tournament too. So
right.
No, it's a great time for sports right now.
The
NFL made a ton of news today. I mean, franchise tags were handed out. We're gonna get to all of it. But no, Cade, what's up?
You said I was just gonna comment because Kyle was talking about mid-major. Talk about the mid-major school that fell in the face with St. Bonaventure. I mean, they were the 16th ranked team in the country to begin the year.
Yeah,
and I don't from time to time.
I don't think they're going to be anywhere. I mean, they got to win the
A10 period.
Yeah, they have to win the A10 to get in.
Yeah, that's literally their only option.
Yeah. Yep.
Will be cool if they do make it.
They've made it like the last 4 years.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, do we just want to hop into Kal's Corner? We've been missing a certain Kal's Corner for a little bit now.
Yeah, work's been kicking my ass. I'll tell you right now. And if you are listening, you better hear it kicking my ass. This week's a question I know we got a lot to talk about, so I did a quick, easy one. But however you answer this question, I will judge you, and I think we will judge each other for it. Pretty hardcore.
Okay.
But it's a quick, easy question. When it comes to pizza, are you guys square or triangle people?
I mean, I'm triangle all the way.
I mean, I'm triangle, but if I'm going to Fox's, it better be square. I don't want a round pizza from Fox's.
Yeah, what the fuck is that? No.
Like the one in Counter Sport is significly less better or good than the Port Allegheny one.
Significantly less better good. Yeah. Agreed. 100%.
Port's Fox's is goated. Then you can throw Cowdy in there.
I will say triangle. The reason why I say triangle is because when you do it in triangle, you give yourself many different options of style of pizza. When you do square, you kind of limit yourself a little bit more. That's just my opinion. Pizza. Yeah, that's just my opinion. Like I will vote triangle.
I'll go triangle. My favorite pizza is triangle pizza.
I will say I'm definitely I'm a big crust person. So that's why I'm not a big square, because you get in that middle part, there's obviously no crust. There's nowhere to hold it.
There's no crust.
There's some middle pieces flat though.
But there's something about making a sandwich with two middle pieces and eating it. Throwing a little ranch in between. But I will say, I am a triangle through and through. But there's nothing better than that corner piece on a.
They do slap.
Square pizza.
They're elite. Like I'm
a big fold guy. I'm a big pizza fold guy. To eat it.
Yeah.
So I mean that's just triangle has to.
Here's some real.
Well, and also your square you barely get anything. They're so tiny.
No,
and they're always square pizzas are always for parties and stuff, and you don't feel like you get enough, but then you don't want to eat 12 pieces of pizza because someone goes, "Hey, how many did you eat?" And you're like, 12.
I mean, you can be Wes Clark and lick the grease off of a pan.
Yeah, well, that's just another.
He did it. No, do you remember that? He did it after one of the basketball games.
100%, and he's still 100 pounds soaking wet, and it pisses me off. So
just licks a line of grease.
Yeah.
Ty, you know what's real demon like? Before I was an adult and understood how life worked. I used to fold pizza from tip to crust and eat it that way.
I've done that. I've done that.
Animalistic shit.
I've done that.
Isn't it so messed up? I didn't
like Cal was mentioning, I'll make a sandwich with.
But that's what I was pretty much doing. I was making a pizza sandwich.
I do that with an OIP pizza that's really floppy at the end, and it's you gotta
Yeah, but that's the best. That's
over.
when you coil it, like Ty's saying, and like it makes it makes it firm.
Yeah.
And it's just
and just the grease is dripped straight
Oh,
down.
no, it goes straight into you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of graphics we could have just made with all three of us doing that.
yeah. Well, last week for Charlie, he can just go hard with it.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of stuff this week with it.
Yeah.
All right, yes. So we're a unanimous triangle podcast. Is that
if you're choosing square over triangle, there should be a documentary made about you. I mean, down the road, it's going to be, he had 4 people in his freezer for 20 years. They didn't know that's the type of person you are if you're picking square over triangle.
I can probably guess who I think I know a square person. Probably Russell Wilson's probably a square pizza person.
I quite literally wouldn't surprise me.
He's definitely a fork and knife pizza person, 100%. So Speaking of Russ, let's get to the Mile High question. Shout out to the boys Eric and Andrew at Mile High Sports Radio on the afternoon drive. Their question this week is: are you more excited that the Broncos got Russell Wilson over Aaron Rodgers? And objectively, wearing an Aaron Rodgers jersey, I think that it is better for the Broncos. I think that it's a better fit long term, and I think that he's going to work better in the system with the talented receivers they have, because they have route guys, they have speed guys, they have over the top guys. The only thing now they need is a free agent tight end. They have phenomenal running backs in Javonte, and Melvin Gordon is certainly coming back because him and Russ played at Wisconsin together.
Mm-hmm.
Or they were Wisconsin guys. I think they played together, had a year together.
I don't think they played together.
No?
They were close. They're probably close.
They're both Wisconsin guys.
Melvin Gordon's been in the league for a while. So.
He has. But, yeah, I think that it's a great fit. You get longevity. You're going to get all that. And realistically, a lot of people are like, did we give up too much? No, you didn't give up shit.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it. If you're the Broncos, you're pumped.
I agree that every Broncos fan should be happy because obviously they can't find someone in the draft. So the next thing you do is you find an unhappy superstar that you can take advantage of. I mean, at the end of the day, this is what we've been talking about on this show for almost 2 years now, year and a half, talking about like what the Broncos need to do to be competitive, and they did it. So kudos to them. Happy for Russell Wilson because I think
change of scenery is going to be huge for him.
I hope they let him cook because I think Pete Carroll and the way that he coaches and everything, like obviously it's limiting. Like they run the ball, like he's a very like defensive coach. Obviously, I think it's going to be a great fit for him. The only thing that you could say that the Aaron Rodgers trade could have possibly been better is if the value you had to give up for him was less. But I would bet it's the same, and you're going to get Russ for longer. So overall, no matter what, it's a win-win for them.
Yep, I agree. I mean, I like that. If like the Broncos would win the Super Bowl next year with Aaron Rodgers, they might only have him for 1 year. He can retire. So, I don't think if Russ wins it next year, I don't think he's retiring by any means. And I just think that they're going to have him for plenty of more years than they would with Aaron Rodgers. So.
Yeah. For me, I think if they would have got Aaron Rodgers, which obviously would have been fantastic for them for a short time, I think it would have been very similar to the Peyton Manning, where it was only like 3 or 4 years.
You have a 4-year window, realistically.
Which is great. You won a Super Bowl out of that, and you went to another one. Like you were there for 2 times, you were involved.
And you lost to Russ.
Yeah. So, yeah, embarrassingly, it was. But when it comes to the situation where I think it's very much as Aaron Rodgers is very similar to Peyton Manning. Rodgers on his back end of his career. Peyton Manning was as well. Obviously, I do think that obviously at this point in their careers, Aaron Rodgers is, if they would have got him, it would be better than what they got with Peyton Manning, in my opinion. But I think they got an even better trade with this than when they got Peyton Manning, in my opinion. I think they are set up better now than they were with Peyton Manning, with Russell Wilson. Because the mere fact is you have longevity. As long as everything works out. I mean, obviously.
At the minimum, you have 6 years with this guy. Yeah. As long as you sign him to an extension, which it would be asinine not to.
Yeah. And you have a young – we said it 100 times in this podcast.
That's all we've talked about the Broncos for the past 2 years.
How good that young core of weapons the Broncos have. And they just need that guy. And don't get me wrong. I said this before. Teddy Bridgewater did a fairly good job for the meantime that he was there and when he wasn't injured. He did a pretty decent job. I mean, it wasn't stellar. We knew what you're going to get out of Teddy Bridgewater, and he did what he needed to do. But that was definitely a eye-opening trade today. I mean, I wasn't expecting that happening right after the news with Aaron Rodgers, but I think he made out better, in my opinion, than with Russell Wilson. Maybe not for this season coming in, but because I think if you had to go one season, you're going to take Aaron Rodgers over Russell Wilson. But for the next stretch of years, I definitely think they benefited more with Russ than.
Also, I forgot to mention they are only going to be paying him $22 million this coming year, and then $21 million next year, with I think like $5 million per year roster bonus. So you get Russell Wilson for $26 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like
and they have $44 million in cap this year. So they're going to
be able to
a bunch of assets.
So right now, this is what I was going to elaborate on in the actual talks, but I'll wrap this up really quick, and then we can just hop into it, roll right into the actual conversation about Russell being traded to Denver, the details of it, and all of that. But yeah, shout out, boys. Thanks for the question. I mean, this is crazy. This is going to be pretty much the news around Denver until they get a new owner.
This is probably the biggest trade in NFL.
This is, in my opinion, this is bigger than Stafford.
This is bigger than Stafford. Yeah. But I'm saying this is the biggest trade since Peyton Manning probably just signed with Denver. Like that's the biggest.
This is the biggest news probably around the league since Peyton going to Denver after his neck surgery.
Yeah.
Right. Or Tom Brady signing with the Bucs.
That was also pretty large, but
pretty big argument.
All right, yeah, let's go talk about it. Guys, as always, thanks for the question. I look forward to hearing about this for the foreseeable future until we get an owner, and the Broncos get an owner, and that's all hashed out.
Boy, that sale price just went up for sure.
It's going to sell 100%. for $4 billion. It's going to be the most expensive purchase ever.
Yeah.
$4 billion. They're already like the sixth most valued team in the NFL.
Do you guys see who's trying to buy them?
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that until it happens because I swear I will laugh. So I might actually die of laughing if Kanye and AB buy the team. Yeah. They don't have the money.
Is that a thing?
No, Kanye does.
Kanye does not. Kanye does not have $4 billion in
real, he doesn't have $4
real
billion.
liquid money. He does not have $4 billion. It needs to be in real world money, not just my name is worth $4 billion.
Question.
Yes, Evan.
Do you really think when someone buys a team, they have to transfer $4 billion, or do they?
It's not a loan. You have to have $4 billion.
How is she going to pay out all the other owners? You're going to pay them.
You have to.
Obviously you come with $4 billion. Obviously you come with $4 billion. But I don't know if there's like some type of loan that you could take out. I mean, God knows. I mean,
you have to Kanye's never going to own a football team. Period.
If a bank gives out a $4 billion loan,
the USFL
right off their life.
Yeah, USFL team he definitely could own for sure.
He ain't going to own an NFL team. I can guarantee you that because also all 75% of the other 31 owners need to sign off on it too. They ain't going to sign off on Kanye West.
You're part owner of the Packers, so he definitely could be an owner of a football team.
Technically, yes. Technically, yes.
If you can do it, Kanye can.
That's fair. I'm talking specifically about the Broncos, though.
Yeah, Kanye just got his ass beat in a freaking court case. I mean, that's probably the last thing.
I'm not worried about Kanye buying the Broncos, like, in the slightest. All right, yeah, let's talk about the Broncos. So I got what they gave up right here.
I'm really sad they gave up Noah Fant.
They gave up a shit ton. I mean, they gave up. It was a big ass trade.
So here's my thought process. In this trade, the Broncos got Russell Wilson and a 4th-round pick. The 4th-round pick means all to me. The Seahawks get in return Drew Lock, Noah Fant, Shelby Harris, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and a 5th-rounder. Yep. The 1st and 2nd are from this year, and then 1st and 2nd from next year. 5th-rounder is from this year. Then you get Drew Lock, who is, by all accounts, up in the air. He might never play another down in the NFL. Noah Fant is definitely a starting caliber tight end. Has all of the framework there, but never had a quarterback that really could get him the ball. I don't care what anybody says. Consistently, anyway. And Shelby Harris, who is a phenomenal nose tackle. Like, he's probably top 15 nose tackle in the league. In my opinion, so hear me out. This is where my brain went on all of this after thinking about it and actually giving it some real thought. In this trade, we all know the Broncos have an extremely good young core. Most of them are on rookie deals. Like, most of them are going to be around. Like, you're talking all 3 receivers. Courtland Sutton and Tim Patrick just got paid. You have Javonte Williams for the next 3 years. You have Melvin Gordon, who I'm assuming is going to take a team-friendly deal now. You already have
2 more years on a rookie deal.
Correct. You have Albert O, who's on a rookie deal, but there's like 15 top-end tight ends in the free agency market right now. You have the cap space. You're going to be able to bring one in to play with Russell Wilson. That's not even a question for me.
Justin Simmons on defense is a stud.
You have Justin Simmons. You have Patrick Surtain, who is a bona fide number 1 corner. Like, he is a lockdown corner, and those are hard to come by. He's going into his second year. You have him. The defense, the secondary of the Broncos is locked. They need a edge rusher. They need a nose tackle to replace Shelby now, and they need probably like 1 or 2 like coverage linebackers, like tool linebackers. Other than that, all of that can be done in free agency. I don't give a shit about draft picks.
And you can even find those kind of players in the second day of the draft. I mean, it's not that crazy.
It's not out of the question, but you can. Here's my look at this. You now have a 2-year window. Russell Wilson's contract is up in 2024. You're going to sign him to an extension, but right now, with the roster you have, all the cap space, all of this shit, you have a 2-year window to figure out right now before you even have to worry about first or second round draft picks again. Like, all right, is this core going to work? Is Jerry Jeudy going to develop? Is KJ Hamler going to be a bona fide slot receiver? Is Tim Patrick or Courtland Sutton that over-the-top, take-the-roof-off 6'4" receiver that we think they are? Like, we're going to bring in dudes. Like, we have Russell. Like, that's the thing. Like, you now have a 2-year window with the entire world in front of you because your defense is only going to get better, hopefully. You're losing Vic Fangio, but the defense seems to have its shit together. As long as they can execute a plan, they have enough talent to do it.
By the way, you almost feel bad for Vic Fangio right now.
It sucks, but I mean that's how it goes. They just brought this is George Payton's second year, so I mean he made the moves. So how I'm looking at this is if you're the Broncos, you're ecstatic and over the moon for the next 2 years. The one thing I will say is, Broncos fans, for the love of God, shut the up about Super Bowl. We're going back to the Super Bowl. We're doing this. We're doing that. Haven't won a playoff game. You haven't even been in the playoffs for 6 years.
So same thing I said to Browns
the playoffs next year.
Same with the Browns. Same thing happened with the Browns. Same exact thing.
No, and I agree. I agree.
You bunch of idiots.
Like, no, legitimately. Like, when I was rooting for, like, I still am rooting for the Browns, but I was like 9 and 6. I'm happy with 9 and 6 or 9 and 7. Like, I'm over the moon.
Have a winning season. Get to the playoffs.
That's
win
my
a playoff
point.
game.
And the Broncos are the same way. The Broncos right now have the second longest playoff route to the Jets. Their last playoff football game was Super Bowl 50. They have not been back since. They have finished last in their division 4 out of the last 5 years. Let's just figure out how to be relevant again and then start worrying about the Super Bowl. I understand.
To be honest with you,
optimism is up here. But
yeah, to comment on what you're saying, they got to learn how to get to the wild card because it's going to be extremely hard to win that division.
Dog, you have the Chargers
wild
and the
card
Chiefs.
Game and see what happens. Yeah. That's the only thing that I think that's the only thing I think Russ really didn't I don't know, maybe I think Denver Denver's the second best team in the division now. That's just my opinion.
I think they're better than the Chargers on paper,
the Chargers and they definitely jumped the Raiders right now with Russell Wilson. So I mean that's the only thing, but that division is so loaded.
So when it comes to the question of did they give too much up for him and stuff, I put it in this perspective. As like a Steelers fan, I'm looking at my team, and you can do it with your team as well. I mean, I know Ty's in a different situation just because of he's got.
We're going to talk about my situation in a little bit.
You already have your quarterback and stuff like that. I know they just pretty much got him today, but like you have that type of quarterback where both of our teams don't really have that franchise-changing quarterback.
Y'all are getting Kirk Cousins. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't want him.
I don't know why you wouldn't.
Because I don't want Carson Wentz. Do you want Carson Wentz or do you want Kirk Cousins?
I want Carson Wentz because he's cheap. Carson Wentz is cheap. So this is how I see it as a Steelers fan. If we were in the Broncos shoes, we would have obviously go the 2 firsts, the 2 seconds, a 5th. Okay, then we would have gave up Mason Rudolph, Cam Hayward, and Pat Freiermuth. Okay, the only one that stings for me is Cam Hayward because he's He's just an absolute
staple.
beast.
But dude, that's how Denver is.
Exactly.
It's the exact same comparison because Shelby was
100%
big media dude, loved by the community, did a shit ton for Denver. It's honest to God an almost exact parallel.
Drew Lock and Mason Rudolph. People don't like Mason Rudolph. Obviously, they don't like Mason Rudolph.
They're both going to be backups in the NFL.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're not desperate.
They're backups
stars.
in the NFL.
I think that was pretty solidified.
And then you look at two crazy young, high potential tight ends. So it's literally lined up perfectly. And for me, I would say yes. I would give that up.
No,
for
anyone gives up what you just said for what the Broncos traded. Any team with a quarterback situation gives this up. 10 times out of 10.
The only one that stings is Cam
Hayward. It's not only a quarterback situation, but it's everyone around that quarterback can get you into a Super Bowl contention. That's the thing.
No, again,
because
go ahead.
The way that I feel, because for the Eagles, just talk about the Eagles situation, I would not have done that because I don't think the Eagles have too many holes around their team for just a quarterback to be able to fix. The Eagles have a great offensive line. They have still below average wide receiver play.
Yeah.
And they don't have a really great defense. So from the Eagles perspective, I would because I know the Eagles probably checked in on it. They had to have checked in on Russell Wilson.
Look, if you find out that Seattle's shopping Russell Wilson, you're making at least a phone call.
You're making a call. So if Howie Roseman was offered that trade, I would be like, no, please no.
Well, because that's what? That's much. Dallas Goedert, that's Jalen Hurts, and then whoever, a good line.
Dallas Goedert, Jalen Hurts. Yeah, well, Dallas Goedert's a much better tight end than the two other guys we named. But I'm just it's still the same premise. It's Fletcher Cox,
it's the
Dallas
idea.
Goedert. Yeah. If they say, we want 2 firsts, 2 seconds, a 5th, and we want Jalen Hurts, Dallas Goedert, and Fletcher Cox or Javon Hargrave, I'm literally going to tell them to shit up a rope. Because we don't – and it's not because we were obviously Dallas Goedert is almost better than every other player that you named in that trade besides Russ. It's not that. It's we are not at that point. We are not there. We need to steady rebuild and hopefully compete very well for the next 2 to 3 years. We're in a different situation. The Steelers are in a win now ready situation. They've been there for 2 to 3 years, and the 1 year they lost their quarterback for the full season. The next year they went. They were in the playoffs. They had a good season, and then the year after that they limped. They limped all year long. So the Steelers are ready to go now. They need the guy now. So that's why I agree with Cal saying Russ to the Steelers, and for that trade, you would have to pull the trigger because this. I mean, how much more time are you going to really have? Arguably the best player in defensive side of the football on TJ Watt playing at a defensive player of the year level, 3-4 more years. I mean, he's 28 now, guys. Is he 28?
TJ?
No,
Watt.
26,
I think. I think he's younger
26?
than me.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, I mean, but defenders start to fall off after 30. So you're looking at 4 more elite seasons and then things will start to happen. So
yeah.
Well, he's a Watt, and I mean, JJ is still doing his thing.
Trade, yeah.
No, it's just go ahead, Cal.
No, I was just gonna say for me, if I was in the Broncos' shoes, I mean, obviously people are over the moon with it. Would be over the moon with it if I was a Pittsburgh Steeler and gave up what we had to give up for it.
No, yeah, if you're a quarterback away and you get Russell Wilson, you're jacked regardless.
Yeah. I'm jacked. Like I said, I'm jacked if we do get Wentz. If we do get Kirk Cousins, I'm not saying I'm not going to say no to Kirk Cousins. I'm just saying let me
ask you this: would you rather have Jimmy G or Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins, 100%. Not even close. That's not even close. I don't want Jimmy G. I don't want.
No, a lot of people saying they want Jimmy G. I don't understand it.
I don't listen. Jimmy G is respectable.
He's a serviceable quarterback, but he ain't he ain't doing shit.
I talked to Kate about it today. I'm like, he doesn't fit our style of play. For the mere fact is we've played, obviously we've had the last 20 years, we've had a dominant leader on the line of scrimmage, okay, where they didn't just say yes to everything when it comes to play calling and such. Jimmy G, I feel, is that person. He is that person. Yes, Kyle Shanahan. Yes, I will do that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, Bill Belichick. Yes, sir.
No, I mean,
yes,
that's been the
type of
scenario
person
he's been in his entire life.
That's why I would love to have Carson Wentz, because Carson Wentz is that person. He's that person that goes against the mold of a lot of the times and stuff like that. So I honestly, out of everyone, obviously Deshaun Watson would be ideal, would be put us on. If we got Deshaun Watson who's able to play this year, we would be in the top
you're
5.
Immediate favorites to win your division again.
We're immediate favorites to be in Super Bowl.
No, I would say you're in the top 5 best odds to win the NFC or the AFC.
100%.
And represent the AFC. Yes, I would have to agree with that.
Yeah.
By the way,
if we were somehow to get him, it'd be crazy.
Just as a point of reference for how the Broncos have drafted quarterbacks since 2006 in the first and second round, which is what they gave up, and everyone says that those were too much with the players in addition to. First round, Jay Cutler. First round, Tim Tebow. Second round, Brock Osweiler. First round, Paxton Lynch. Second round, Drew Lock. You want to keep spinning those wheels, or do you want to get Russell Wilson?
Yeah.
So, I agree. I 100% agree with that. I just think it all depends on the situations at the time.
Again, yes, Cutler wasn't bad.
Let's look at the situation. If you're looking at a team, right, the Minnesota Vikings, right, who already has a top 15 quarterback in the league, to give up all of that stuff.
Now Kate and I listed him out. Kirk Cousins is not. He is not top 15 anymore. Kirk Cousins is honestly, he's 10, 9 or 10. With the way this league is right now, with the quarterbacks in it.
Me and Cal were going because Cal and I were going through.
It's $30 million, boys.
No, I'm talking about top.
Oh no, I mean, I'll give him top 12.
Yeah,
if you're asking me between Kirk Cousins and Derek Carr, give me Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, and dude, we went down through the list today because Kay goes, man, you really think about it, the NFC is well below the AFC when it comes to quarterbacks, especially right now.
It's literally not even close. There's Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins. 3 of those dudes were in the North.
Dak Prescott and Kyler Murray are there.
Kyler, we don't even know what he's doing, though.
Yeah,
he's demanding $50 million. He might not be in the NFC.
You have 5 at best.
I don't think there's a team in the AFC that will take on Kyler, though, right now, for that much money.
I would take him.
I mean, again, that's a whole different thing that we didn't really talk about. But Kyler demanding $50 million when Lamar Jackson, who is a unanimous MVP, hasn't gotten an extension is mental.
Yeah. No,
I think anyone that follows us knows our general thoughts on Lamar Jackson. But for Kyler to be demanding that when a unanimous MVP winner isn't getting paid yet, you have to have a screw loose. You just do.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited though.
Everyone played baseball.
It's gonna make first off, the AFC is ridiculous. Me and Cal were going through this is who I said where we sit right now, where we are today, before draft, free agency, trades, anything else. This is where we are today. You have 3. I think you have 3 Super Bowl contenders in the AFC West. First off, you have the Bengals, the Bills, and Cal. Who was the other one I mentioned? I'm missing one.
Bengals,
the Patriots. The Patriots.
No, we said the Ravens.
No, we said the Bengals. I didn't say the Ravens were Super Bowl contenders, did we?
No, we said they were on that fence.
I don't think the Patriots just yet are Super Bowl contenders.
Do you think the Patriots or Ravens are more Super Bowl contenders?
I would say the Titans.
I don't think the Titans are right now. Where we're sitting today, now, granted,
I like Ravens both over both.
Hopefully, Julio and AJ Brown and everyone's all healthy and able to go.
Yeah.
But I'm saying where we're sitting today, there's literally 7 to 8 realistic Super Bowl contenders in the AFC.
No, on paper, absolutely.
In the NFC, I can only name 2 to 3 at most. 2 to 3 at most. You got the Packers, the Rams. If the Jimmy G comes back to 49ers, I'm labeling them a Super Bowl contender.
I mean, you unfortunately have to. I say unfortunately because the 49ers, but
right. And at best, you're going to say the Cardinals. At best.
Again, the Cardinals since under Cliff and Kyler haven't been able to string together more than 2 wins in the last 8 games of a season.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So
they're awful in the second half. They get out to a 7-2 or 8-1 start, and then literally end up 10-6, 10-7, 11-5.
And we're not going to sit here and say the Cowboys. I'm not going to hear it.
Well, no. Again, you have to win a playoff game. It's the same thing. It's the same thing that people held against other teams. You have to win a playoff game. Again, it's the same thing I'm saying about the Broncos. Everyone's losing their literally jerking off about Super Bowl dreams. It's y'all haven't been in the playoffs in 6 years.
Yeah.
Just get back there in a division that has 2 quarterbacks that are going to be around for the next decade minimum, and Derek Carr, which the Raiders are always up and down, but they still exist.
Yep.
Yeah. I also in that thing that Cal and I were looking up, because we were also talking about Mason Rudolph. Do you guys realistically? Do you think Mason Rudolph is a top 50 quarterback in the NFL?
Top 50.
Top 50. Cal and I went through the list, and I'll tell you where we ended up stopping at. I won't go through the names because that's just too much work.
Top 50. Yes, he's a top 50 quarterback.
He's barely. When you look down through the names,
when you look
he's
at
like
the
46.
List, maybe 47, something like that. Like,
because it's so hard to say, but off of the limited amount I've seen from him and the limited amount I've seen from Jordan Love, I'd take him over Jordan Love.
Yes,
yeah, we said that too.
We said
that.
No, my whole thing. I know we're not even gonna.
But like Case Keenum and Baker, I take both of them over him. Like,
no, Todd. We went through the backups and everything. Like,
no, Case Keenum is a backup. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We literally pretty much
Drew. I would probably take Drew Lock over Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, we named 14 backups better than Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph actually didn't even make the list that the guys came up with. We just
Jameis Winston. I take
no,
over him.
They had
Cal. I'm sure takes Taysom Hill.
No, I said no.
No, he didn't. He did not say Taysom.
They had Dewey Haskins on the list before they had Mason. It was pretty funny.
I mean, with the ceiling, I think you have to.
But I'm not going to get into this.
Yeah, that's a sidebar. But
I will say I'm not going to say anything negative about Mason Rudolph because at this moment in time, he's our quarterback. Okay,
yes,
moment in time, he's our quarterback, and I don't want it to come back to where all of a sudden he just takes us to the promised land, and we look back and like. You said you hated him. I'm staying quiet just in case. I know it's not gonna happen, but just in case it happens, I don't want to be that guy that like, is this you?
Totally understandable.
You know, so I'm trying to keep my distance with that talk.
Remain positive. I mean, look, the Broncos had to for 6 years and still do. Yeah. They got paid with Russell Wilson. Maybe you'll get Kirk Cousins. I don't know.
Talk about getting paid, possibly paid. We got to talk about possibly the highest paid football player of all time.
This was yes. Aaron Rodgers is coming back to the Packers. Pat McAfee actually broke it. He's the one that tweeted it out originally.
Is he though?
Yeah, he actually is. He is the.
I know, but like all of these people are saying that
that they did. Yes, but when
it was, they don't want to give the guy credit. They just don't want to give the guy credit. No, that's
exactly it. Pat literally tweeted it out, and then 3 minutes later, Rappaport tweeted it out with the contract. When Pat mentioned absolutely nothing with the contract, Pat then reached out to Aaron and said, "Is this true?" And Aaron told him live on air via text, "It's categorically false." So while the contract of 4 years, $200 million, so breaks out to $50 million a year, and is there was 153 guaranteed in the reported contract. Pat said, no, they may have talked about this in meetings, and that might be what Rappaport is reporting. But Aaron, he kept saying, my source is saying that this is not the contract. I have not signed a contract. Like, none of it's actually true. With that being said, Aaron Rodgers is coming back to Green Bay. He will be there for an undisclosed amount of time at this point. It's not 4 years. We don't know because there is no contract to go off of.
He's technically not a free agent, so it would just be an extension on top of
that's exactly it. He still has 2 years left, or a year
left.
Is
it 2 or 1? No, 1 year.
It's 1.
1 year, yeah.
Yeah, because it was through to he was just going to be 40, so he's going to be 39 this coming year, and then it's over. Because he's 38 right now. Also, Davante Adams got franchise tagged, which that isn't anything to really dive into yet because all the franchise tag does is allow them to discuss until July, like 17th or something, about a possible extension. And if by July they don't get an extension done, then he gets franchise tagged for $23 million.
Yeah.
So as it sits right now, they're both back. The team is still there. The only, now they just need to sign Devondre Campbell and Rasul Douglas, and I will be stoked.
I can't believe they're going to sign Rasul Douglas.
I really hope they do, because he literally said in the press conference, he was like, no, they just have to ask me back, and I'll sign for like $1 million.
I know it's funny, though, because literally he was so terrible in Philly. He was so bad.
He was bad in Arizona, too. He was on Arizona's practice squad, and then literally came out of nowhere and made second All-Pro. Second team All-Pro.
Did he really make All-Pro?
Second team, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and Devondre Campbell, who we signed as a free agent as well, made first team All-Pro as the middle linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
So again, pay those dudes because they're working. Like Zadarius Smith, he's probably gone. We're gonna re-sign Preston. He's gonna be there. Like everything's still buttoned up. I mean, all we're getting back next year is Jair Alexander. I'm
just gonna win the games. Just gotta win the big games. That's it.
Shut up.
Like everybody, win the big game. Period. That's it.
No, it
Win the
really
game,
is.
go home.
But yeah, that was the big thing.
It's gonna look really stupid if you pay those money to Aaron Rodgers, and then they don't win. The big games.
Win the big games.
Yeah,
just win the big games.
That's the hardest part about the sport.
I don't know if you can tell it, but my knuckle is still swollen from punching my fridge. So, yeah you kind of can. This one's definitely still bigger.
Your hand's definitely bigger than the left one.
Yeah.
Also got a mad tan line on that left hand from the golf club.
I was gonna say that's from the golf tournament. Yeah, the golf weekend. Yeah, so Aaron's back. Davante was one of the franchise tagged players today. We'll talk about that as well. But again, I can't obviously I'm over the moon about it. Like I'm jacked that Aaron's still our quarterback as I wear a jersey. The contract.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Obviously, Aaron Rodgers made this decision today. It was made today.
Yeah.
100% in fact for Davante. Do you think that if Aaron Rodgers was like, no, like I'm not signing the deal, either retiring or he wants out? Let's just say that's the route he retires.
Yeah.
Let's just say he retires because that was the other option, really.
That was pretty much it. Yeah.
So say he retires. Do you think they still tag Davante, or do you think they still would have?
You can't let arguably, and I say arguably because like everything is subjective. One of the top 3 receivers in the league just walk for free.
I think he would have been out.
I agree with you.
I think he would have been out.
But I would also let him walk for how much money he would pay you.
Again, but then if you let one of the best 3 receivers in the league walk, like you're clearly sending a message to Jordan Love, like get bud. Like you have to.
That's the Philly way, Ty.
For Jordan Love, you have to keep this dude.
They already did.
Ty. Yeah, they did. Yeah, Ty. They did say that already. Either way, they were going to say off in this scenario.
No, to Davante specifically, they were.
And also, would have Davante signed it?
He has to sign the franchise tag, but then he can ask for a trade after the fact.
Like he could. No, he doesn't. I mean, he has to sign it, but he could have sat out.
Yeah, that's just it. But at that point, fine. All right, cool. You're franchise tagged. We're gonna trade you for a shit ton because you're worth it.
Yeah. Right.
Some of the other franchise tag players. This one stings Cade was Chris Godwin. He got franchise tagged. I kind of saw the writing on the wall about it.
I did not think he was going to get franchise tagged.
It didn't make sense to not, though.
Why? But the thing is, I understand because obviously
you got to give your next quarterback an attempt at success.
Right. Like I understand because they have the rights to him in this exact moment. But why? Like if you're Tampa Bay, I know you're a quarterback away. Again, like you're just a quarterback away.
I mean, realistically,
their
line has gotten hammered, though. They lost 2 of their 5 starters on the line.
The Bengals got their center today.
Ryan Jensen.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
So that's 3 of 5.
Yeah, I just don't know where, like, what's the point? There's no point. There's nobody to get that's going to make you play at the same level or similar level that you were at. And you're just should start rebuilding. Like that just makes no sense.
No, the Buccaneers absolutely should start rebuilding. I mean,
it's like if you said if Michael Thomas had a chance to get franchise tag this year, like with everything he's gone through, why in the hell would you franchise tag Michael Thomas?
Well, he's still a giant bitch and an asshole. So
the Buccaneers knew what they were doing when they got Brady. They knew what they were doing. They knew that they were only going to have him for a year or two, win a Super Bowl, and
they're going to draft a quarterback. That's what they're going to do. They're going to draft a quarterback this draft.
No, they said that, Bruce Arians said on McAfee's show that he absolutely loves Kyle Trask. So.
Oh, I forgot.
They drafted him last year.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
They said they absolutely love the kid. He's got the work ethic and everything that he looks for. So, and again, hey, we all know, I mean, almost everyone in this room has seen Bruce Arians coach, like, quarterbacks. I mean, not directly because he never coached Aaron Rodgers, but I mean, he's been involved in damn near like Peyton, Ben,
multiple Hall of Famers,
Brady,
yeah,
like
Kurt
Warner,
yeah,
Carson Palmer,
yeah.
Again, like Carson might be the worst one out of the 5 we just named.
Yeah,
like
that's crazy to think about. Jameis Winston.
Hey, 30-30, dog. I mean, the dude
30-30 is amazing.
He can still sling it.
It actually stung me that the Saints said they're gonna keep him because I was like, I really would have loved to have him.
The thing is, there's not many better options out there right now. Like everyone's like, oh, Mitch Trubisky. It's like I understand Mitch Trubisky. I totally understand it,
dude. I would, but if you're the Steelers, I would rather draft than get Mitch Trubisky. Rather draft.
Depends on how much you get him for.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't he a free agent?
No, he's a free agent. Yeah,
he's a free agent because
they're
he
saying
always
the
had a
number's
1
going to be
year.
for $10 million a year. Which Trubisky at $10 million a year, I think for a trial, sure.
Yeah, go ahead. Sign Trubisky, draft a quarterback.
Yeah, so that,
Trubisky's not going to win you a Super Bowl in Pittsburgh in 2023, 2024, or 2025. No shot. Can you win enough games to make the playoffs? Absolutely. But do you want to spin your wheels, or would you rather at least take a shot at a quarterback in the draft?
We don't know until it happens.
I 100% know. He had a beautiful, if not better, other than the organization being ran, had a beautiful situation in Chicago for multiple years. He had a good running game. They had a great defense, and they had a good offensive coach at the time.
Yeah, again, I just think Matt Nagy's a complete joke of a human being. So
I'm just saying, like, he won Coach of the Year that they all were good.
Still blows my mind.
Yep. Like, Allen Robinson was good. He was an elite receiver. Like, they had.
Speak of someone that needs to absolutely have a massive bounce back year. Allen Robinson's one of them. He had 400 total yards last year, dude.
You know he wants to be close to Happy Valley again. He wants to be just down the road.
3 goddamn years ago, he could have signed with Green Bay and been our legitimate number 2, and he said, no, I want to play with Mitch Trubisky.
Listen, he just wants to go back to Philly, go back to Happy Valley. He's from Harrisburg.
I'm cool with it.
And he'll be very happy there. And I will be very happy there. I will be.
I want to see AR-12 succeed because I hate him with the Bears. And I like the dude.
Would love to see him in green.
I'm cool with that. Either one of the greens. I
would love that. Huge fan. I'm a huge fan of almost anybody the Eagles signed a wide receiver this year. I swear to God, if they draft one, I'll be pissed because we've drafted 3 in the last 3 drafts.
Yeah, but this draft class has
this draft class is loaded.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't want it. I want 3 defenders.
So you mean to tell me if you guys get Chris Olave and you have Devontae Smith lined up across from each other, you're not going to be excited?
No, I'm not saying I'm not going to be excited. I'm just saying I rather would have Allen Robinson.
You need veteran leadership in there, too.
They need a little bit of veteran leadership. Yeah. Listen, I'm so tired of taking risks on receivers. The Eagles have not signed an elite level receiver or had one since TO, and that was 18 years ago.
That's fair.
Deshaun Jackson.
Speaking
Deshaun
of
Jackson
elite
was
level,
never elite. Never.
Speaking of elite level receivers, let's hop to one that will not be playing football for a hot minute, possibly ever.
There's another one we missed out on.
Calvin Ridley of the Atlanta Falcons is suspended indefinitely. Currently, the suspension runs through the 2023 season, but the official suspension reads indefinitely. Which
he has to file an appeal on the 15th of February next year.
Look, how I look at this is if he gets off, if it's only a year, he got off easy. Compared to what we've seen for gambling on sports.
He knows that he can't even get in the Hall of Fame.
No, he never played another inning, Cade.
Yeah, I know, but he can't.
It's absolute bullshit. We got people out here killing people. We got NFL players out here killing people. We got them beating women, allegedly sexually assaulting women in bathrooms of clubs. Allegedly,
kicking pregnant women in the stomach,
and this dude put a little bit of coin down on a game that he wasn't even playing.
$500 on 3 different parlays for a total of $1,500 on a bet.
Yeah.
By the way,
and he can't play football. That's bullshit.
Alabama wide receivers just taking L's in 2022.
And he also did it illegally. I would be different if he did it illegally. If he was in a state where I know Florida's only one site that you actually can do it on.
It's a Hard Rock app.
He did it correctly. He didn't use Bovada going through North Korea,
or
back channeling.
What is it, MyBookie, all that shit.
Yeah, he didn't do it. He didn't do it the slimy way. He did it legitimately.
Who would ever do that?
I
definitely currently have an outstanding bet of $25 on the next Pope.
Nice.
You do.
I want to know how. So, I want to know how he got caught.
So,
it was like the NFL.
How he got caught is
It's actually really easy how he got caught.
Yeah, so they have this app called it's Oracle or Genie or something like that. It's not an app. It's a software that scans.
It's called Genius.
Genius.
Yep.
That scans all of the betting apps, and they saw that he was from out of state, so that already flagged it because he registered his bank information is registered in Georgia, but he was betting in Florida at the time. So it caught that already flagged it because it's an out-of-state bet, even though he's in-state, technically labeled as out-of-state because he's not a Florida resident.
I don't think Georgia you can bet. Georgia
correct,
you can't
cannot. So that already dinged it, and then from there, the NFL goes and looks at all the dings, and they saw Calvin Ridley and said, is this the same Calvin Ridley? And then they looked through the slip, and, well, it was a 3, 5, and an 18 parlay, and in all 3 of those, the Falcons were on it, even though, again, at the time, he was away on mental health. He was
betting for the Falcons to win.
No,
so
he wasn't betting against the Falcons.
Wasn't betting against them.
No, but yeah, that's how he got caught, Evan, is that he got dinged for being an out-of-state resident betting, and then it gets turned over to the NFL.
Oh, man. It's tough.
He should have bet through MyBookie or something.
No, literally, he would have been fine then, but...
Yeah.
Or just not use his own information.
Or just have a buddy. Hey, man.
Or just, yeah.
Can I give you $1,500 to go make
hear
a
me
bet
out,
for me?
just don't gamble on a sport you're playing. Just go bet on college football or bet on the NFL or the
Nothing
NHL.
Different.
Like literally any other sport.
F that. I'd be all over it.
Again,
I'd probably already be suspended 10 years.
So here's my thing, because Ben Kurt brought this up. He's the Packers' third string quarterback. He's just a really good Twitter personality and also a semi-professional gamer.
Wipe his ass in Apex.
No, you probably would, him and AJ Dillon, but he is signed to Ghost Gaming, so like he's not a slouch. But no, he said like, you know, in a decade it's gonna be and this bet, this like game parlay is brought to you by, you know, insert player's name here, sponsored by DraftKings. Which realistically, if there's money to be made, the NFL has already shown they're gonna fucking do it. So like, I don't think that we'll ever get to necessarily the extent that he's talking about. But like we're already saying like sports gambling's huge. It's not going anywhere. We all know that. That's why
it's only getting bigger.
At the end of this, we literally have a betting segment
in the country. It's going to be one of the largest industries in the country.
Well, it almost already is. And the other thing, like the NFL has already partnered with all of these people, like FanDuel, like DraftKings, like PointsBet, like all of these things are already partnered with the NFL. So
what's up? Well, not obviously I understand it's completely different. I get that, but at the same time, Jordan Spieth, who is signed by FanDuel, has a promotion that they do for usually every
by
big
the way,
tournament.
that promotion was dog shit. He played like that one game or that one round.
Right. Like where literally he bet on himself to break 70, right?
And did
and he promoted it like this is Jordan Spieth standing in a commercial, being like, if you bet on me to break 70, you get like it's a boost of plus 250. Like what? Like the NFL, like the NFL, like because I saw a tweet like similar to what you're saying, Ty. It literally went like this. It literally went like Calvin Ridley suspended. Next, and then commercial. It was go ahead and vote for your next upcoming Super Bowl odds or blah 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 blank on FanDuel.com. Yeah. Like, and it's like, dude, like it's gonna overtake everything. And I understand, like, you just can't bet on on a game like that.
It's the integrity of the game. It's just like in the early 2000s with the refs fixing the games in
the which
NBA.
Definitely happens. I don't care what anyone says.
No one can tell me any. I mean, there's literal documentation of it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But no, it's the whole thing. It's just like, look, we're all degenerates in here. I think we can all openly admit that. But like, yeah, like if you play a certain sport, you can't bet on it. But also at the same time, like, to potentially kick this man, like, again, Pete Rose was a different time. Like, sports gambling was literally shunned. Like, you had to go to back alleys or, like, the back of bars to find real bookies. You had to go to
legit bookies.
Now it's so widely accepted because it's done legally. Like, it's just one of those things where look, it's inevitably going to happen. I mean, this shit is unavoidable, and I don't think it's going to get any better the further we get into it. Like, once it gets legalized in all 50 states, or at least the lower 48, like, who's to stop anyone from doing it? Just like me going, like if I'm a famous athlete and I go to Evan, like, hey, you know, I'm playing the, Rams this weekend and I'm supposed to get 54 targets and like I'm going to be very heavy in the game plan. Like, go ahead and throw down a shit ton of money on me getting my over for receiving yards. Like, what already stops that realistically? Like
that's using your resources.
No, but that's just it. Like, hey, I saw that my over-under for yards today is 18 yards. I have 3 plays drawn up where I literally am running over 15 yards by itself. Like, put some money down on me, bud. And again, as long as your friends don't turn you in, like, you're fine.
I truly believe that Marquise Pouncey did it for the playoff game.
Yeah, I know you did, but again, that is disclaimer, that is allegedly.
Allegedly, I'm
I
still
believe
sticking
it's
to
true.
it. There's no freaking way he snapped it over his head by 20 feet. Like, he had to have Brown's first defensive touchdown. Like if he didn't, a family member who needs a lot of money needed it. And they put all the money in the bag on.
But again, these are things that are potential. Again, and boys, the most up thing, Stephen Ross is reported to have been paying goddamn Brian Flores $100K a loss, and he got suspended in no time. He lost nothing. But Calvin Ridley bets $1,500 on 3 parlays and loses $11 million in a year and potentially more.
Yep. It's bullshit.
It's actual bullshit. Okay. Let's move on from that because that was the real big news. That was like the NFL stuff. Honestly, crazy day in the NFL. So let's hop into. Do we want to keep the crazy going and talk about March Madness, or do we want to hop into the players? I'm kind of leaning towards March.
I think
Madness.
we should swing into what happened Saturday as just a very nice segue back.
Go ahead, Cade. Take over NCAA. Go ahead.
Dude, I actually got drunk. I got drunk after that game. Swear to God, I did. I sat here and got hammered. I ripped a bunch of. I actually drank a little bit of wild turkey, which is so nasty, and then drank a bunch of beer after that game. It was great.
I mean, I respect.
Greatest night of my life. Other than UNC's 2017 national championship, it's my second favorite win I've ever watched in my life. You can go ahead and explain it. I don't want to talk for all that time. Someone else explain what happened. I don't want to talk the whole time.
No, you. This is you. This is a youth.
I honestly
have a UNC blanket right behind you. It's invisible.
I quite literally give 2 flying about Coach K, so I don't really care. It don't matter.
I don't either.
No, I'm talking about like the whole situation. Like you're passionate about it. I mean, I don't care.
So what happened was, for anyone who doesn't follow college basketball much,
or just doesn't call false.
Or if you live on a rock, Coach K back in June decided he was going to announce that he was on a farewell tour. So he was going to retire after the season, which is great, cool, sounds great. He decided to every place that he went to pretty much showered it with gifts, other than North Carolina.
No, it was a good old slow stroke.
Yeah, right. They just sucked his cock everywhere he went. UNC decided to absolutely not say that, and they chanted "Fuck you, Coach K" when he walked out on the court.
Which I love.
Because we don't care. We don't like UNC fans as a group of people do not care about Coach K or like wanting to give him his roses on his way out. So obviously, his last home game was against Carolina, which I am all about the celebration of Coach K for his last home game. I think that's the way it should have been done. I don't think that we should be doing a tour for a coach. The only person I know that did a farewell tour that actually worked out that was good was Kobe Bryant, and I think that was deserved because Kobe Bryant 100% to the game of basketball means much more, in my opinion, than Coach K does.
Again, Dwayne and Dirk did to an extent, but it wasn't as hyped up. Like Dwayne Wade and Dirk did technically.
Yeah, too. But right, but it was very like low key. But
correct.
So, anyways, they so UNC they had to watch every single bit of like 120 alumni come out on the court in pregame. And then from pregame, they like took a big picture. The College Game Day was there in the morning. Like this was like the biggest
Coach
gag
K
fest.
Can't forget about the Coach K cam.
Yeah, the Coach K cam on until it went to ESPN formal coverage. Oh my God, we had to watch an old white man that looks like a rat literally sit there and yell at his players because they were down 10 in the first 3 minutes of the game. But
I think my favorite meme that I saw today was the NFC North seeing that Rodgers is returning, and it's the Coach K like trying to inhale and cry.
He was so mad. But it was a great game. I mean, UNC obviously had the biggest upset in UNC Duke history. I mean, since 1990.
Dog,
so
they were.
32 years.
I think it was 12.5 point favorite, 11.5 or 12 point favorites.
11.5 point favorite, and it was also there's been bigger upsets when it comes to the spread, but the spreads have been when both teams are ranked. So this is the first time that there's been an unranked team beat a ranked team with a double-digit spread.
I mean, I'm here for it. I mean, I'm a UNC fan, so I'm here for it.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I mean, UNC played great. They played to their potential. Duke definitely got punched in the mouth a little bit because I mean they're young kids trying to like uphold this like game that's already super emotional. You got literally 120 alumni who all played for K. Some that are champions,
Oh no, it was
some
crazy.
that aren't. Yeah,
Crazy
sitting in the
thing.
stands. Right. Like, it's just an absolute.
But
like,
hey, don't worry about it. Jerry Seinfeld was sitting next to Adam Silver.
With earplugs in. He had earplugs in. I don't know if you saw that. Jerry Seinfeld was sitting there with him and his wife wearing earplugs. And I literally was like, what? Why would you go to that environment and then put earplugs in? Like,
Some of the funniest shit. And sit with the NBA commissioner.
Yeah. But like, it was very great at the end when UNC started to pull away and Armando got the dunk with Caleb Love assisted him. I actually want to get that picture tattooed on my ass because it was like the Dwayne Wade to LeBron alley-oop to me. But it was fantastic. And then Twitter was amazing. Coach K like freaked out kind of in his in the after ceremony interview. Players were obviously very upset. You know, it like there was
college kids were crying.
Yeah, college kids were crying.
It's hilarious.
And the best part is
I saw a girl crying there that could have maybe been watching basketball for 6 months.
Yeah,
in her life.
Dude,
I was crying over Coach K. There's no idea what the resemblance is.
To be honest with you, I also would have cried because whatever, like for the Duke UNC game as a student, which is by like the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. You have to camp outside, right? And one person has to be available at your tent at all times for you to be in line for the tickets for the UNC Duke game, whatever that is. So kids sat out in the cold in the middle of February and slept in a tent for 6 weeks to watch UNC beat Coach K in his last home game. Best night of my life. Could not have been any better.
I mean, it is pretty great.
It was the best night of my life. I was elated over here. Happy as I could be. But yeah, so that's where we're at. Oh, and also because Duke fans and Duke themselves are just the most entitled, petty, like, douchebags in the world. We're one upset that UNC didn't do a tribute to Coach
big
K.
send-off, yeah.
Yeah, big send-off. And two, they didn't shake Hubert Davis's hand in the line because of that reason.
That actually wasn't Coach K. That was like just some dude that also had the exact same head and bald spot.
Yeah,
as Coach K.
it was Nolan Smith and then this Karavala guy. I don't even know who he is. That's how much he means to the world.
Solid.
Yeah, I don't even know who the fuck that is. So, congrats, your Rat Boys clipboard holder. Nice, sick. Have a good day.
All right, so now would we like to talk about March Madness? And how the conference games are going on right now. I mean, really, next week I think is going to be a bigger episode for March Madness, but
yeah,
it's just a great way to kick off March. I told Cal, I was like, you can't start the month of March a better way than we did on Saturday. So
it does.
Yeah,
it does.
There's already been
pretty well.
There's already been like 4 to 5 game-winning buzzer beaters already. In this short time of the conference games already. And I mean, there's already teams punching tickets. There's some conferences that are already the mid-major schools are already punching tickets. So, I mean, it's a fun time. I mean, the ACC tournament, the Big 12 tournament, the Pac-12 tournament, a bunch of those, these Power 5 schools, Big 10, they're almost just as good as if not better, than the March Madness actual bracket because of the mere fact is they know each other. They've already played each other twice throughout the year. And on top of it, there's so much implications going for it. I mean, there's teams that are, that need to win out to get to the tournament, to keep playing. So, like,
I mean, it's overdone, but UConn back in the Big East when Cardiac Kemba. Yeah. Like, they had to win out to make the tournament, and they did. And then they went on to win the whole goddamn thing.
Yep. Todd, did they win as like a 7th seed?
They were I think they were 4th because 3rd or 4th because they technically won the Big East, so that bumped them up. If they would have, they would have been a very low seed even if they made it to the finals of the Big East. But the fact they won it is what gave them that little nudge.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. Cal and I were talking about it the other day.
Yeah, no, they got because originally I thought they were like a 7th or 8th seed, but then realizing that they won the Big East in MSG on that thing, yeah, like they were a 3rd or 4th seed because they won the Big East.
Yep. I couldn't remember.
That was the only thing that knocked them up. Like, even if they lose in the final, they're literally a lower seed. But the fact they won it is what gave them the nod. Hey, also Loyola is back in, so watch out for them to make a little run.
Yeah, they hit a buzzer beater to get in.
Yeah, Loyola's already in. Yep.
Mm-hmm. I can't believe she's still alive. I just can't believe it.
Sister Jean. Sister
Jean. Do you know that Sister Jean charges you $50 per cameo? She's on Cameo. $50 per.
I want one for March Madness.
Dude, isn't that kind of funny though? $50 per cameo
that's
for
awesome.
Sister Jean.
That's awesome. Also, in regards to March Madness, the bracket is not officially open yet, but as I hinted at, without Cal being here, we are Rocky Mountain Forest Products is a title sponsor of the Fan 104.3 The Fans bracket out here. It's also partnered with Bet Rivers. It's a $5,000 first prize winner. Obviously, if people draw, but there's a tie break and all of that good stuff. But bracket's not actually open yet. As soon as it is, we will be tweeting it out.
I'm really glad that we're not monitoring it.
No, we have absolutely nothing to do with it. We're just going to be pushing the shit out of it.
I'm really glad that we're not monitoring it.
But yeah, right now that's where we sit.
It's a fun time last year.
It was great. We do have, so I will be tweeting out the link from the Just Us Guys account. I will be including all of the information and everything. And basically all you do is go sign up on their website and then fill out a bracket. I think you can fill out up to 10. And yeah, no, the winner gets $5,000. Second place is a Traeger grill. So
can I enter in this one?
Yes, we can all enter.
Okay, thank you. I was about to throw up.
No, we can all enter.
If I can't enter in my own
We're just a sponsor. We're not actually the people putting it on. But on the inverse of it, there's going to be like 50,000 people that enter this one. So
fine. Someone wins it.
Someone does win it. Yeah,
Why
it could
can't
be the
it
four
be
of
us?
us.
No. I think we
keep an eye out for
solidarity.
that. We
I
will
think
be
in
tweeting
solidarity
that out,
we
so.
split it. I mean I think solidarity. We
In
split it.
solidarity,
Or we take that $5,000 and go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with that one.
Yeah, I think that's what we do. Actually, in agreement, I think we should all say that right now. It's on video.
All right.
Forever.
Cal? Evan's really worried about Kanye's net worth over here. He's been very talkative this whole episode.
Yeah, he's grinding on it hard.
He's studying.
What?
Yeah.
I spent like 5 minutes researching that. I'm done with that.
Are you good to split it or travel somewhere for?
Take that money and travel. Go somewhere.
You good with that if we win it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. Jesus, great, awesome.
I'm not even sure what I'm agreeing to.
All right, yeah, exactly.
If one of us wins the money for the bracket, we're gonna take the $5,000 and all of us go like on a golf trip somewhere.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
Out of solidarity.
It'll be like 3,000. Make sure you set like 2K off to the side to pay off your taxes.
True.
Whoever wins it. As someone that has won $5,000 before, I promise, just spend the 3K.
Listen, I will wholeheartedly say a $3,000 golf trip is a good golf trip.
So, come here. You see that bush? You see that puzzle that's up there on that wall?
The bush thing. Yeah, the bush. Yeah.
That was $5,000 right there that I won for that thing.
By the way, the Seahawks just released Bobby Wagner.
Oh, they're going full rebuild.
Mm-hmm. DK is getting sold. Tyler Lockett's getting sold for sure.
I mean,
DK to Pittsburgh, please. DK to Pittsburgh, please. DK to Pittsburgh, plees.
If I was you guys, I'd honestly probably take Tyler. I think he'd fit the system better because you got tall guys already.
This is very ironic.
Eagles get DK.
If the Eagles got Seahawks informed 8-time All-Pro Bobby Wagner, franchise icon. They're releasing him. Wagner arrived in Seattle the same day in 2012 as Russell Wilson, and now they leave the same day too. End of an era.
Changing. I was gonna say Legion of Boom's dead. Now that's dead. All right.
That's kind of crazy that they obviously drafted in the same draft.
Yeah.
And then literally got traded and then released the same day. That's wild.
Yep. I mean, hey, they were two staples. All right, yeah, no, I mean, look, March Madness I think is going to ramp up in the coming weeks. We just have to mention it, and again, I'm going to keep pumping the bracket challenge that we're going to be part of, so.
Selection Sunday is this Sunday.
Yeah, so, I mean, next week is going to be where it's at.
Gasoline.
All right, yeah, let's talk about the players, because, I mean, that's a huge deal, so. As far as money goes. So, who wants to take that one? Evan, why don't you? You've been really quiet. Why don't you take the players?
The players?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
You want to fill? You want to just? Yeah, you want to talk about it?
yeah, let me pull it up here on my little Golf Channel app
Okay.
if I can. It's not letting me. Well, obviously, Players is the fifth major, unofficial fifth major.
Could be a major.
I don't know. I saw something pretty interesting. This is not really off topic, but it is a little bit of a curveball. I saw on Golf Channel that since the Players kind of moved, to March, I guess March is now becoming like the most difficult schedule for PGA Tour players in advance, which might actually like inadvertently hurt the Arnold Palmer, which was last week. Just a lot of players are going to kind of skip out on that tournament, which Arnold Palmer, historically has been a tournament where a lot of big name players play, obviously just to pay respects to Arnie. Everything we do is for Arnie. So
Bay Hill's great.
And obviously Bay Hill's a fun place to play and watch some golf. So I don't know. As far as the players pick, I mean, I don't know who you guys are choosing. I mean, obviously Scheffler won last week. Hovland's playing really well. Horschel's up there. McIlroy played okay. Finished tied 13th. So I don't know who else. I mean, I don't know. I don't really have any like predictions or anything. I know the players that are playing well right now, but it should be obviously a great week of TV, and I'm excited for.
Well, it's crazy who we were talking about before we really got going is that right now technically it is the highest, like the biggest purse in
currently, yes. Yeah. For a point of reference, it's $20 million in total for the entire field. First place is $3.6 million. 10th place is $545,000. And even if you make the cut and finish dead last in this son of a bitch, you still get $43,000 for a 4-day round of golf.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Which is just nutty to think about.
And it's 100. What you said, kids? 170 players, right?
175.
Yeah, it's crazy, huge field. The best players in the entire world play in it. It's not just the PGA Tour. It's astronomically just huge. It's probably, if not the hardest tournament to win, but it's up there. It's 1 or 2 or 3. And in my opinion, it's not 2 or 3. I think it's the hardest tournament to win on tour. Just for the mere fact is the field, the size of the field, the golf course is pretty demanding. I mean, they know it. It's out in front of you. You play it every year for the most part. So you know what you're getting out of the tournament. It's electrifying. They're adding more stuff to like with hole 17 being one of the most iconic holes in golf. With they having a DJ out there. They're not making it like number 16 at the Waste Management, but it's getting to there to where more people enjoy it. I mean, it's probably my third favorite tournament to watch.
So just a comment on what you say. You think it's the hardest tournament to win
I think it's hardest. I think it's the hardest tournament.
You think it's harder to win in the U.S. Open?
Yes. Yep.
Because of the amount of people.
I was going to say, I think it's
the field, the quality of the field. Where the U.S. Open, yes, you have the best players in the world, but you have a good solid chunk of the players that are qualifiers.
Yeah, like 10 to 15 at most.
I'm just saying it's a chunk of the field. Also, at the same time, we see multiple U.S. Open winners. We have seen that. Okay, you don't see a lot of multiple Players Championship winners.
Pretty much everyone who's won multiple majors has won like multiple players though at the same time. Like the people who's won a lot of majors are also the same people who won a lot of has won players multiple.
Yeah,
times.
they're the top 10 players of all time.
That's what I'm saying. So but the top 10 players of all time all have like multiple majors. So I was just saying I think the U.S. Open is the hardest to win. That's just me. The thing I will say about this course is that it's freaking ridiculously tough. And even though you do get to play it every year, so like you definitely can get more comfortable, it's still so hard that it's damn near impossible to like have an expectation going in.
The reason why I say that this one's harder to win than the U.S. Open is because it bounces around each year by year, where a certain golf course can fit a person better that year. Then, like, say it goes to Pebble Beach, we automatically go, all right, who Tiger's number one favorite, and then so like you already have favorites.
You can predict a little bit better,
yeah. For this, you got to go with who's hot. Pretty much it.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. It's also on the flip side of the coin, though. When you play the same course every year, you should theoretically have a better chance of winning than if a course you've never seen. Like, what PGA Tour players went and played Chambers Bay before they played Chambers Bay? Like, pretty much nobody. So, like, what I'm saying is, like, when you play the same course at Sawgrass over and over and over again, like, someone like JT has a better chance of winning it because he's playing.
I was just about to say, JT probably has, like, what, over 100 rounds on this course?
Yeah,
so,
like that's what I'm saying.
That's why I think the U.S. Open's harder, obviously. Like,
so does everyone else, though.
Yeah, but
that's what
I
I'm
agree
saying.
with that, but
that's what I'm saying.
You should get better. Like, theoretically, you should get better every tournament you play in at Sawgrass because you're seeing it more and more and more. Where when you go to Oakmont and then the next year it's at Pebble and then the next year it's at where is it at this year? I don't even remember where it's at this year. Was it the place in Oklahoma?
No, that's
I think
that's a PGA Championship.
No, it's at the Country Club. It's at the Country Club.
Yeah.
So then you go to the Country Club, and then like you don't go back to that course for another 10 years.
Yeah, and I completely get that. But when you say like the tournaments at Oakmont, you immediately there's like 10 players that you can list off the top of your head that you know for a fact aren't going to win there. And I'm not talking about like the qualifiers. I'm talking like Zach Johnson's never going to win at Oakmont.
Right.
Guys like there's like where like Sawgrass, you play it over and over again, you get a handle on it. Anyone can win at Sawgrass. Anyone can.
So I think that maybe the way that I'm looking at it is different than you.
I'm saying that because of how hard the golf course is.
Yeah, right. The course setup from the course setup
100%
is much harder. You're saying it's more competitive.
Yes, it's harder.
Okay, I agree with that.
I'm not saying it's not. Yes. It's not harder. It's not harder to conquer the golf course because
it might not be harder to win, but it's harder to compete with other people.
Yeah, because of the amount of people, the amount of quality of people, and then everyone 100%. That plays in it every single year.
It's like when people make arguments that the Masters is the hardest major to win. That's not true at all. The hardest major to probably win is the PGA Championship because like talk about the field. Because every person in the field at the PGA Championship is a professional.
Except for 20. I mean, 20 of them are technically professionals.
No, professionals. They're professionals.
Yeah.
I understand that they're not PGA Tour professionals. I'm saying they are professional golfers.
Yeah.
Where when you got Larry Mize trying to get around 18 holes for the 50th time because he won it 30, 40 years ago.
Well, and the Masters also is
it's 90 people. It's 90 people. So you can already rule out 25 of them.
Yeah.
Before they even tee it up.
Yep.
So yeah, I agree.
There's 170
I guess I wasn't looking at it the same way you are.
Yeah.
But I do agree as a competition field, if it's not number one, it's number two.
You go down through the list of players, it's a drop of the hat of who's going to win this. You don't like it just because
trust me, the betting odds reflect that.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. Everyone's
over four figures.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. And that's what I think this makes. And there's that the closing stretch at Sawgrass is one of the most electrifying closing stretches of all. I think it is the most electric closing stretch. For the what can happen. I mean, we've seen it with Fred Couples. We saw it with Ricky. We saw it with JT. Like so much stuff, so much parity happens on those last 3 to 4 holes on that golf course that changes the entire landscape of the tournament. It's crazy. Look, even you can take a guy like Kevin Kisner, who historically isn't like, he's not like a top player on tour or whatever like that. He's a great player, but he does fantastic at Sawgrass. He's always one that you like. He was like 3, like almost, it was like back-to-back years he was in a playoff, but he was going into the final like 3 holes, one shot back, like 4 years in a row. Kevin Kisner.
Yeah, Kisner does play well.
That's what I'm saying. Like that. This golf course just promotes that. Like, it's just
you want to know why?
If that's if that's the case, currently Kevin Kisner top 30.
Yeah.
Is plus 400.
Yeah.
Played really bad.
Yeah.
The last year.
Yeah.
He's not been on a good streak.
The reason why guys like him play well though is because of the you don't hit a lot of drivers off these tees. There's a lot of creativity to a Pete Dye golf course other than just driver as far as you can.
That's not what Bryson's taught me.
Yeah, well, Bryson gets hurt and doesn't play because he's dumb.
Yeah, literally, the top two odds to win the thing is Colin Morikawa and John Rahm. They're plus 1,300.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's four figures.
Yeah.
Boy, listen, if Colin Morikawa was to win the Players this week,
he's already a Hall of Famer.
It's a hell of a stretch he's had.
That's a Hall of Fame career already.
He's on a burner that's lasted 2 years.
Yeah.
like a burner.
I'm still so happy when I picked him to win. What was the first one he won? The Tour, right?
The PGA.
The PGA. Was it the PGA? Okay. Yeah, no, when I picked him to win that, I was like, yeah, fuck it. He was plus 3,000. I was over the moon.
Oh, yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, all right. Do we want to get to bets? Do we have anything else to add? I mean, I'm strictly looking at what the betting odds are right now for the players, so.
Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
I can give a little update on the units too.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, you would just love to do that, huh, Ev?
I had a bad week, so I'm.
If Evan was down, he'd probably just stay quiet over there and not even mention.
I'm still plus Evan. I'm still up 3 units, right?
Yep. So I'm at 7.94 units. You're at 3.39. Kate is at 1.22 and Cal is at minus 2.21.
I don't understand how I've won 4 in a row. Okay, I need to go look at this because I was looking at this the other day, and I don't know how in the world because I'm in my account I'm much more than that.
Well, Kate, so here it is. Yeah, you're on a 4-game win streak, but your one was minus 105, minus 113, minus 108, and then plus 115.
I know, but I'm talking about on my. I don't know why it's not matching up the same as me on here.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I can go with our bets if we want to do that. I have mine already. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely going to be sprinkling a lot of golf bets on this week just because there's no reason not to. I'm going to take a lot of 3 balls just on my own personal thing, just see what happens.
I remember why. I know why. Evan, you have me for minus 0.87 for the Celtics and Pistons under 214.5, and I won that one. I remember because I looked at this a couple weeks ago before because we canceled last week. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I remember looking at it because I said it to Cal. I'm like, unless I'm reading this wrong, I didn't know at the time. You had it as negative 0.87 when it should have been plus.
So you should have been 0.87.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a swing of a point.
Right. That's what I was saying. Because last week I was like, after the last episode, I looked at it. I was like, I've won because I went 1-1 the week before, and then I went 2-0, and I was only down a unit. Yeah. And I said to Cal, how am I still down? What'd you say?
So you should be 1 point, just plus 0.87, right?
Yeah, it should be plus
2.09. You're up 2.
That's the one. It's plus 0.87.
There you go. All right, so my bets for this week.
No, you're good. I mean, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
It was just because I just remember looking at it a couple weeks ago.
All right, yeah. My bets this week. By the way, records are 8-6. Cal is 6-8. Kate is 7-6-1, and Evan is 7-7. So, as I said before the podcast started, we are currently 1 game above 500. So let's go us.
That's actually good. That's great.
And with that being said, my bets this week are Will Zalatoris top 30 is plus 110. I will take that. I think Zalatoris gets in there. In the top 30 anyway. But again, I also thought Matt Wolff was going to be top 20.
What was the units again?
Plus 110. And then my other bet is Magomed Ankalaev by points is plus 160. So, yeah, I'm going with Ankalaev by points.
Are you sure about that?
What?
Ankalaev.
What do you mean?
Did you look at his last few fights?
Yeah, he's won by points.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gone to decision.
Sure.
2021 he went
KO decision.
Yeah, but his last 2 have been by decision, so I'm going off of that.
Okay.
Like I don't give a shit about I don't give a shit about 2019 or 2018, so.
Yeah. Just a quick pause real quick. Since you gave the record, let's see as a podcast how we are doing as far as units go.
I mean, we're up. You have had a large part in us being up currently.
Yeah, we are up as a total podcast. We're up 11.21 units right now.
Yeah, we're doing great.
If you're not betting with us, you're crazy.
Yeah, you're actually losing yourself money. You're doing Calvin Ridley, damn it. Also, I need to know if he won those parlays.
No, he whiffed all 3, I'm pretty sure. I think Dave Portnoy said that he whiffed all 3.
Yeah,
That's
he said
hilarious.
he said he missed all the bets, and Dave Portnoy quoted the tweet and said, "I would love to know what he bet because I bet he betted like a square."
Yeah.
That's fair.
Didn't give a just $500. Who gives a shit, for him?
But yeah, no, Evan. The only reason I'm going Ankalev by points is because literally he's minus 500.
Oh boy.
Yeah, straight up he's minus 500.
I'm taking Morikawa top 10, 1.4 units.
Top 10, he's plus 140. Damn,
Mm-hmm.
I might have to take that too.
That's it. That's really.
It's not great, but I don't
That's not
hate
great.
it.
No, that's not great.
I don't
It's
hate it.
hard.
He's favored to win the tournament, so.
Yo, we just got to go in the lab and parlay these together, and we'll have something here. Drop a Kiz top 40, drop a fucking Zalatoris top 30, and sprinkle in Morikawa, see what we get. Roll them all together. What is Kiz top 40? Because, I mean, that's literally just, existing.
His top 20 was plus 1,000.
That's so stupid.
Evan, did you make your second bet?
No.
I can give you one of mine if you're ready.
Good.
I'm gonna do Jordan Spieth plus 230, top 20.
Spieth top 20.
Yep, plus 230.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do an NBA, of course, because that's what God has intended me to do.
Yeah, I don't blame you there. I just got to go UFC right now.
Me and the NBA so horny. By the way, guys,
I have been hitting
the
pocket
other day,
parlays.
just talk about betting. So I got a casino bonus because Jordan decided to go degenerate mode and actually download Barstool. Legitimately, she actually plays roulette too much. We're working on it.
No, I told Rachel about hey, you can play blackjack on these apps, right? And she was like, "I'm sorry, come again."
Yeah, we're working on it. She actually is up about $95, so credit to her. So anyways, she got me a $30 credit on their app, and I didn't know how their credit worked for their casino bonus. I just started betting $30 over and over and over and over again, thinking it was going to turn into cash, kind of like FanDuel does. And it didn't. And I ran up a $190 check. And then finally I called Jordan and said, Jordan, how did you make this go to – this is sad that I had to call my girlfriend and ask her, how does this turn into cash? Cal and I were sitting in his room. I'm like, Cal, man, I just got to put all $190 down. We'll see what happens. She ended up telling me that you just got to bet $10 in or $20 in what is it called? What's it called? Jack, whatever machines. What are they called?
Slots.
Thank
Slot
you.
Machine? I was gonna say where? What the hell?
I didn't know what Jack. I couldn't remember it. So I ended up losing $20 doing that, and I cashed out $170 off free money.
Nice.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. I literally was betting $60 a hand because I'm like, when does this thing turn into real money? It wouldn't let me. So I ended up winning $170.
I'm really sad I can't parlay these picks because I was gonna do Zalatoris, Spieth, and Colin Morikawa top 10, top 20, top 30. I can't parlay them together, and I'm sad.
They have a cool little one here. You can bet nearest to the 17th pin by group.
What's that under? Tourney specials?
Hole specials.
Okay.
You can bet a hole in one too for an absurd amount. I'm not gonna do that.
Did you guys put
What are
your
the odds for hole one?
The odds for a hole in one, it's by person. So
Okay, by the way, I need Cade, Evan, I need a second pick, and Cal, I need both of yours.
Yeah, I'm ready for both of mine.
working on it.
I'm ready for both of mine. Okay.
All right.
Good.
Taking Patrick Cantlay top 20 at plus 115. And
Still like
then
that number 2.
And then the Nuggets -4 tomorrow against the Kings.
They're only -4 against the Kings.
Yeah,
the Kings
-4
always
against
play
the
them
Kings.
really hard, but what?
What's the odds?
-112.
I will cross-reference that with FanDuel to make sure you're getting the best odds.
That's what I did it on.
Oh, you did do it on FanDuel?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I was looking on FanDuel because that's the one you guys were going off of.
Word.
I did 2 golf bets. I don't know what else to bet.
I mean, the UFC card's not awful. There's a couple decent fights on it.
That Uncle Lion bet's really good, Ty.
All
I
right,
mean, by
I got my
point,
other
dude.
one,
I mean,
Ty.
by points. Yeah, I mean, I'll take it.
Thiago Santos is a
I'm taking -1.5 Raptors over Spurs. -1.5.
I was
Under -108.
I was going to
Raptors-
take
so
I was gonna take
Raptors
the money
minus-
line.
1.5
Okay.
against the Spurs.
odds.
-108.
192. All right. Now it's just down to me.
I have to pee.
Why are the Jazz 17.5-point favorites over the Trailblazers?
Because the Trailblazers are actual dog shit right now, dude.
Yeah, they're they're-
Genuine dog shit.
They're blowing the team up.
17.5 points.
No, like legitimately dog shit.
Yeah, they're blowing the team up.
Who's blowing the team up? The Seahawks?
No, the Trailblazers.
Them too. Both
The Seahawks.
Northwest teams.
Dude, the state of Oregon and Washington are just blowing up.
Oh, hey, Evan. Drew Dober's fighting this weekend.
I don't have any faith in him.
Bend over. Who the hell?
What
taking-
about Song Yadong?
That's my bet. I just typed his name in.
Yep.
Song Yadong by KO.
Love it.
1.05 is or plus 1.5.
Nope, love it.
1.05. Yadong, it shows in Excel as Yadong KO.
It's awesome. No, I'm definitely gonna be betting that too. Boy, I don't even know if we can do a pod parlay realistically this week.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah,
I like
you can take,
Morikawa top 10.
So you can't parlay the top 10s with anything.
no, but you can. We got to pick which golfer because we each did a golfer, right?
Yeah, we have Will Zalatoris, Patrick Cantlay, Jordan Spieth.
So
and
we
Collin
got to take.
Morikawa.
We have to take whichever one of those and then parlay them with our other things. Like say if we don't do mine with my player, which was Patrick Cantlay, then we take my Denver -4.
Well,
type thing.
hang on 1 second. I can give you a number really quick here in a minute. Dude, that's okay. Ankalaev by points is now at 165. Give me that. So there's that.
That changed in 5 minutes.
It literally did though.
That's why.
Method of victory. Can I parlay all? Oh my god, I can. So if we do some really stupid shit, this would be amazing to hit. Denver -4, Toronto -1.5, Ankalaev by points, and then Song Yadong by KO is plus 1880. So it completely removes golf.
I mean, golf's the biggest. I think the biggest
we gotta
one of the
put
biggest
some
variable.
goals in there. If we can parlay it. I mean, I don't know if
Well,
we
you can parlay one. You can parlay one of
I
them.
think you might be
can't
able to
do-
sprinkle one in there. Let me.
Yeah,
let
you
me
can
see
do
some.
one of them. That's what I'm saying.
So who do
'Cause
we? I mean,
I parlayed the 2 bets I did. And one
personally, I go Cantlay or Spieth top 20. I think that's.
Spieth's odds are better. I like Spieth top
Spieth
20.
has the best odds of all 4 of our golf bets.
Yeah, I like that.
like the highest units.
Correct.
Ice units, yeah.
Yeah,
2.3.
best odds
Yeah.
is
Cantlay
me with
plus 115.
Zalatoris top 30.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
So that means.
All right, so
Tell me what the pod bet is, and I'm gonna bet it.
All right. Well, we're
Yeah.
working on it. Told you we're in the lab right now. We're working through it together.
So we're taking speed plus 230. Ride or die,
Yep.
baby.
That's what it's
Right.
seeming like.
If you're not a rider for Spieth, you can't sign up for this weekend. You have
See,
to sign up.
Zalatoris top 20, which I don't love, is plus 185.
I don't know how Zalatoris is ahead of him.
Oh my god. Okay, so hear me out. I'm probably gonna make this bet because I'm a degenerate. If we take Denver -4, Toronto -1.5, Ankalaev by points, Song Yadong by KO, and Jordan Spieth top 20 for the players, plus 6,435.
Yes.
That's a 5-legger.
It is a 5-legger. I might do it just because I'm an idiot, but let's take... I like Evan's bet of Yadong by KO more than I like Ankalaev by points, because Ankalaev could very easily knock this out.
Yeah, Yadong by KO is plus 105.
Yeah,
so it's very likely to happen.
I was going to say, he's just a power puncher, so...
Yeah.
So if I take Ankalaev out of there, it is still plus 2366.
Perfect. So what is it again? Is it
Denver Nuggets -4
Yep.
tomorrow, Raptors
Yep.
-1.5 tomorrow, Song Yadong on Saturday by KO TKO, and Jordan Spieth top 20.
Well, you guys are putting my 2 bets in there again. I like it. I like the faith you guys have in me.
Oh, we are. Yeah, we are. Well,
Hey, listen. We listen. I held up my end of the bargain last week. Evan was the one that fucked us.
you did. You're
What?
correct.
The last parlay.
No, yeah, Islam by
it was-
submission.
Well, I was gonna say Islam by. If we took, I was leaning more towards the first round bet, and we go, submission's probably safer. I was right.
So should we do a different? So what's the? Because we're not using one of each person then.
We're eliminating me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we should add you.
Just take out
Take out
Speed that puts Zalatoris in.
Yeah, take out Speed, put Zalatoris in.
Yeah, it's more likely to win anyways.
I mean, it's top 30. I mean, Jesus Christ, I hope it hits.
That's what I'm saying. More likely to win. What are the odds change to if you do that?
Give me 1 second. I gotta find his.
I'm going to do everyone's bet as a parlay. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
why not?
All 8?
It goes. So it drops it pretty significantly, but it is
Maybe
still.
I'll go 2 now.
It's still 1469. So it's the haha funny number in there too.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Parlay, I like it.
Where are we looking at on on FanDuel for the one that Evans won?
You go to MMA and then you go
Yeah,
to
man.
UFC Fight Night main card, and it's the second to last fight, and then you go to Method of Victories, and it's Yadong Song by KO TKO.
The victory. Yadong Song by TKK, so that's plus 105, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm taking out Spieth,
I can't make that bet yet.
and I'm putting in.
I will do it tomorrow.
Is that what
I'm
that is?
doing. I'm just doing on FanDuel.
No, I'm saying I will make the bet tomorrow. I can't put any money in my account.
I bet a fat dollar on it because
Oh,
I
yeah,
gotta
'cause
put
you
more money
probably-
in my account too. I just don't want to.
Yeah, I haven't had a debit card in 2 weeks. It's been rough.
Yeah, it's been really fun for me. It's been
Mine's
really
ex-
fun.
Mine
I've been buying everything. And he's just been Venmoing me. It's been real fun.
I mean, it works.
Yeah. Well, my card expired and it got mailed to my parents' house. What do you want me to do?
That is brutal. Are you picking it up tomorrow or tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it was. We're looking at top 30 for.
Zalatoris top 30 is plus
Zalatoris.
110.
So 1469, the haha parlay. Please put that as the name on Twitter. Haha parlay.
Will do.
Thank you.
Someone bet more than
Okay.
$1 on it, and I'll hit it, and then just send it to
The
me. And I'll figure it
Nuggets.
I'm gonna
Nuggets
put 10. I'm
minus
gonna
4.
put $10 on it right now.
out. Wins $1,400, $140. I'd love it.
Where's the top 30?
And the
on?
Raptors, right? We're betting the Raptors.
Yeah, Raptors minus 1.5.
Where's top 30 on here?
Finishing position. That tab. I got top 5, top 10, top 20, top 30, top 40.
Holy
Yeah, you can bet on top 40.
no. Campaign tonight had 17.16 assists. That's a lot of dimes.
Doobie.
And Darius Garland scored 41.
This.
Plus 110.
Under
Okay.
that.
Yep.
So.
Yep. I'll send this to you, Ty.
Cool.
So we're taking.
Okay, did the Avalanche win is the real question.
Oh my God, there's so much stuff going on in the world of sports. In the NEC championship, Wagner had a player go up in the stands fighting kids in the student section.
I'm
What
sorry.
are the odds
what?
someone called him a bad word?
Hey Evan, in other news, Arizona is currently beating Detroit in the world of hockey 8-2.
Jesus. Battle of really bad teams.
Arizona's dog shit, and Detroit is just floundering.
So Taurus, did I bet him?
All right, while we enter the rest of these, does anyone have anything else to add?
No, that is it. We gotta start.
Yeah, you guys got to get out of here. So
Yeah, we're gonna be MIA for the week. So.
I mean, I did my taxes the other day. I'm sad.
Well, we got tax. We're doing taxes, and then we're driving to Levi's house tomorrow night after
nice.
work. Yeah, so we're gonna be at Levi's house from Thursday till Sunday.
Cool. That'll be fun.
So that's the reason why we're.
You guys gonna do a little LAN and do some Apex down there, or what?
No, actually, really sucks because the ALGS effed us this week because they re-up the qualifiers to make it this weekend, the weekend that we actually plan on. We're taking vacation, so the one weekend where we couldn't do it, they decided literally today that we're the qualifiers are this weekend.
Yeah, that's kind of a kick in the dick.
Yeah, so it really sucks. So we couldn't do the qualifiers, but no, we're gonna play golf and.
I can't do the 18 parlay. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, because of the golfers.
Because of the golf, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's good for myself.
Hell yeah, dude. Enjoy. All right, boys. As always, looking forward to next week. Join us for episode 56, and make sure to follow us on YouTube and Twitter and Spotify.
And bet with us.
And bet with us. You're losing money if you don't bet with us.
Responsible.
We're up 11 units. Get your shit together.
Responsible.